Good morning to everyone here. Clayton is coming around with gray hymnals. If you want one, just wave at him. Good morning to everyone here at the Metro East Unitarian Universalist congregation. Greetings to those watching the service remotely. This is a welcoming religious community, and we're glad that you're here. I am Beth, and my pronouns are she or her. I am delighted to welcome you here today. It's good to see you all here, whether new friends, longtime members, or returning folks. I hope that you'll all take the time in coffee hour to reach out to someone new and say hello and offer them a welcome. We welcome everyone to this home of comfort, spirit, justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists.
We know it in the mountain, reaching up to the sky. We know it in the ocean, swimming with life. We know it in the forest, rooted deep, growing high. We know it in the buzzing of the honeybee. But do we know it in the mystery of you and me? It's who we are, long before we're given names. Who we are, dust and dirt and human frames. Who we are, just a spark of nature's flames. We don't live on the earth after all. We are living earth. We know it in the glowing of the burning trees. We know it in the crashing waves of the rising seas. We know it in the fading of the birds' melodies. We know it in the bone-dry ridge where the river used to be. But do we know it in the emptiness within you and me? It's who we are, long before we're given names. Who we are, dust and dirt and human frames. Who we are, just a spark of nature's flames. We don't live on the earth after all. We are living earth. If we really knew who we belong to, what are the loads we wouldn't have to hold on to? If we really knew who we belong to, what would our hearts feel called to do? If we knew this truth, well, we might just break through to a deeper belonging as siblings in nature's home. It's who we are, long before we're given names. Who we are, dust and dirt and human frames. Who we are, just a spark of nature's flames. We don't live on the earth after all. We are living earth.
An important ritual in the Unitarian Universalist faith is the lighting of the chalice. Unitarian Universalists have many different interpretations of the flaming chalice, including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. If you are watching elsewhere and have a chalice or candle, please light it now as we all join in saying the Unitarian words printed on the screen. Clayton, will you help me light the chalice? We light this chalice today as a symbol of love and revelation, always ongoing, always expanding. We light this chalice in hope for the future of our church, our community, our country, and our world. May love center us always.
Good morning. I'm Eden, the pastoral assistant here at Metro East, and I wanted to open us in prayer, center our spirits. So may we come into this moment, maybe closing our eyes, taking a deep breath, and allowing ourselves to really arrive. Asking that the presence of all that is be what it is for now and guide us into this moment of being, of presence. May we have the courage to be more present, to be aware of our emotions, our feelings, our bodies, and our breath. In this way, blessed be. Amen. So, yes, I'm so glad to see all of you. And I invite you to take a moment and greet someone you don't know well this morning and make a new connection. Maybe you can talk to them at coffee hour. I don't know. So also, we will begin with the gray hymnal. So if you don't already have one, do that. Great. Okay.
I got lots of time. I'm gonna go sit with my family.
Yeah.
I'm not here until 10 girl. Okay, I'm gonna have to join some sorry. What, baby?
So it is our tradition here at Metro East UU congregation to place each service within the larger values that we as Unitarian Universalists hold dear. This week, we lift up the values of generosity and transformation. If our shared ministry is to be life-giving, it means that it's not taking nutrients that are life-sustaining, but generously doing what we can with what we receive, right? So in that way, we are retaining what is necessary. We are holding the boundaries and the overflow, right? Transformation can mean many things, but I see it as a place where the old can become new again. And it might not be the same, right? Transformation means things are transformed, but yet it is beautiful, it is spring, it is blooming, and that kind of transformation is the kind that we all can know and celebrate and be a part of, to renew toward life-giving ends. Now is our time for joys and sorrows. As part of a weekly worship service, we take time for the expression of joys, concerns, and sorrows. Home for us means a place where each of us can share the things that weigh us down, our souls, to weigh down our souls, and that fill us with joy, and where those we love surround us in good times and turmoil. Anyways, turmoil. Let's see if my lips can do this. Okay. If you would like to recognize a joy or sorrow or a milestone, you can come forward and place a stone or several stones in the bowl to represent our joy and sorrows. There are stones here in the front, and I invite you to come down the aisle to my left, across to the front, choose a stone, place it in the water, a symbol of what you carry in your heart. Then return down the aisle on my right and back along the edge of the sanctuary. If you're not able to navigate this for any reason, just raise a hand and someone will place a stone in for you. Because in this place we bear one another's burdens and share one another's cares. Let us be in a spirit of prayer and meditation. Come forward. Usually tells them don't make it flirt. I mean, it's that kind of day.
Hey, my lips don't work sometimes. And then my tongue gets all confused. Just go away.
I get
Who
to
do you
talk
think
now.
chooses? Okay, good.
All me. We now invite Jennifer Lewis to come up for today's Time for All Ages. Today's theme is eco-diversity, and after the video, we will sing our children out to RE.
Okay. We're going to invite the kids to come up. Emily is going to read our story. And so that all of the grown-ups can also see it, the slides will be projected on the screen. Okay, you guys want to have a seat? Crisscross applesauce? Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go on the other side. I'm a microphone stand.
All the kids are here.
Oh, gosh.
My friend Earth. My friend Earth wakes from a winter nap. She hears the busy spring sounds, the farmer's hoe tapping in the garden, the calls of crows. The silent seed, the spider spinning silver, the robin and the wrens. She sees. I forgot to read that part. And the long winged albatross crossing the sea, the mole tunneling in the underdark. She guides the chimpanzees to her night nest. And the zebra baby to find his mother, and the hundreds of black and white striped mothers.
Why is the baby orange color?
Ooh, interesting choice they made, huh?
Yeah, maybe it's to show that which one's the baby or something. She tends to the prairie where the sun-dappled wild horses run through grasses that swish against her legs. The tundra where the reindeer graze for moss, and the glistening ice, my arm hurts, where the young polar bear pads on mittened feet.
Why don't we swap?
Yeah. She guards all the creatures in the oceans, the black manta ray sleek like shadows, the shining parrotfish, the tiny krill who swim with millions of other krill to look big.
I know, I'm just pointing for that.
Okay. And the whales who are big. My friend Earth pours the summer rain to fill streams, flowing down mountains, through the fields, to the rivers, to the sea. Sometimes she pours too much rain, flooding towns and meadows and roads, until she dries the land. Sometimes she blows fierce autumn winds, sweeping the limbs of trees and shingles from the roofs of barns.
There you go.
Until she stills the wind. So red and orange and yellow leaves float to the ground. When cold comes again, my friend Earth sprinkles snow, whispers silent, covering the dens where the soft black bears are born in soft dark nests, drifting over the icy pond where the turtle sleeps in mud, settling onto the empty nests of birds. Under the white, the silent seed is cradled in the dark soil, watching, waiting to fly up again in the warm, bright sun of spring. The end.
Now we get to sing our children out. As you journey, may you know, love and hope go with us, love and hope go with you. Learn and grow, learn and grow.
Yes. So this morning's reading comes from Braiding Sweetgrass, a book by a herbalist or ecologist and native woman who writes of both the botany, or like the way that plants and animals are made, and ecology, and also the stories that go with them of this land. So in this way, she gives guidelines for the honorable harvest. She writes, "Know the ways of the ones who take care of you, so that you may take care of them. Introduce yourself. Be accountable as the one who comes asking for life. Ask permission before taking. Abide by the answer. Never take the first, never take the last. Take only what you need. Take only that which is given. Never take more than half. Leave some for others. Harvest in a way that minimizes harm. Use it respectfully. Never waste what you have taken. Share. Give thanks for what you have been given. Give a gift and reciprocity for what you have taken. Sustain the ones who sustain you. In the earth will last forever. So this month we are focusing on the theme of diversity. And I thought, where else to start but eco-diversity? It's the ways that the earth is literally different and evolving and continuing to make new ways of life. And in that way, I also want to highlight I was looking as Vinny was was looking out the window, and I was like, oh, what a nice way to, like, you know, there's the nature of in our book that we read about, but there's also nature outside. And then I saw the foggy windows, so we can't actually look outside. And I was like, what an interesting dichotomy of just sometimes the experience of how we are not so connected to nature, and yet we are nature. We are natural beings here on this earth. So I wanted to begin and start with our breath. This is going to be an anchor of my words, and to center in and to allow yourself to listen to your own breath. The inhale and the exhale, not trying to make it happen, but just maybe listening to the inhale and the exhale. Maybe putting your hand on your ribs or your belly, or maybe your nose. And start to feel the flow from the inhale to the exhale. And the moment between, the pause, that the inhale somehow becomes the exhale, and the exhale becomes the inhale. There's that little moment between. And I wanted to start this in a meditative way because I want to invite you that no matter what I say or what happens, your inhale and your exhale is always there for you to return to remember where you came from, to have the strength to go forward. And as we examine this inhale and this exhale, we know that when babies are first born, a cry actually is a good thing because it means they took their first breath, the inhale. And we all continue to be in this rhythm of inhale and exhale until the final exhale, right? That life is no longer there. And all along our lives is this inhale, this exhale, this reminder that we're getting older. We're going along in this journey. We're walking forward. Maybe sending gratitude for your breath this morning, for the breath of another. And we're all here breathing together. And as we come to the end of this meditation, I want to also center the ways that trees are friends and breath, right? We breathe out CO2, which they breathe in. They need for their growth. And when they grow, they emit oxygen, which we need for our growth. And there's a reciprocity there, literally. The molecules that we're exchanging. And all through our lives, there's trees. There's breath. And so I invite you to come, return back into this room, out of meditation. And I'm grateful to be here with you and share in joy, share in the sorrows, to share in the breath and the life. And also, we're all getting older. We're less breaths than we had when we walked in here. Like, that's just a wild concept. So let's grow old together in this moment. So in Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer writes in a chapter entitled The Foots of Nana Bozo, Becoming Indigenous to a Place. A native people here, the Anishinaabe elder, Eddie Benton Nanai, shares the story of Nana Bozo, the first human who received the original instructions were to walk the earth. Sky Woman had danced into being in such a way that each step is a greeting to Mother Earth. Nana Bozo did not know his parentage or his origins, only that he was set down into a fully peopled world of animals and plants. World was all there, in balance and harmony, each one fulfilling their purpose in creation. He understood, as some did, that no, this was not the new world, because he was new, but what that was ancient before he came. As Nana Bozo walked and learned from tree, squirrel, plant how to be human, what responsibilities there were as he tried to survive. He finds every being with a gift, every being with a responsibility. He considered his own empty hands. He had to rely on the world to take care of him, to teach him what it meant to be human. And so, locating ourselves in this story of Turtle Island, also known as what we call America, I wanted to bring back the idea of an honorable harvest of this. What is our responsibility? What is ours to do? What is our work with our bare hands? So the guidance is, know the ways of the one who takes care of you. So see the particularity. Be in your body, in that way of seeing, perceiving, so that you may take care of them. This reminds me of one moment a couple of years ago when me and my partner woke up in the middle of the night in our basement Boston apartment to sounds of something rummaging through our apartment. And we looked at each other and we said, we need to get cats. So whatever is present will not feel welcome because this is scary. But we ultimately couldn't locate this mouse or rodent or rat in our house. We looked everywhere, we cleaned. And if you're familiar with Boston or New England, you know that rodents are cohabitating. We don't want to know to which extent they are, but they are. Just don't think about it. And so we ended up getting 2 cats who were paired together from a service that would allow them not to go to a shelter, but to remain in that person's home until another owner could come. And so we go get these cats, and we come home, and one of them goes under the bed, and we do not see her for like a week. And then the other one, Jimmy, he's out, he's like sprawling, like so playful. And we then wake up in the middle of the night to these same noises. And we're like, what is happening? And it was our cats chasing each other around our apartment. And we wonder, I mean, maybe now the mouses know who's running the home, but we also wonder, maybe in the lull of sleep and the unconscious, that they were running towards us, saying, hey, we will create a problem for you so that we become the solution. And I don't know, if maybe it's not, you know, maybe it was just other mouse friends, but part of me kind of believes that maybe they were saying, hey, it's time for us to teach you something, for us to take care of you while we are being taken care of in a new house. Oh man. I think of Nana Bozo, who was taught by the animals and plants how to be human, who listened to the teachings of the ancestors, like the squirrel who showed him the importance of the maple trees and the sap that is found inside of them during long winters. My cats, Jimmy and Bella, have taught me how to be human by teaching me how to trust, how to hold space, how to protect my boundaries. Because if you know a cat, they are not going to be somewhere they don't want to be. And I needed that lesson in my life, right? In that time in seminary, I was writing so many papers, and I needed to be reminded of the soft, the cuddly, the playful. The next guidepost is to introduce yourself. Be accountable as the one who comes asking for life. Ask permission before taking, and abide in the answer. So again, my cat Bella hid under the couch for the first week we got her. I was like, is she dead under there? Is she ever gonna come out? And yet, I was working on one of my seminary papers, and Bella jumped up on the bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my moment. And I didn't move as she introduced herself. I allowed her to come to me. Something broke open in me because she was so scared. But also she wanted a pet. And I realized it was no longer just me, but I was hers too. And she did something I wasn't expecting. She sat down next to me and let me pet her. Not for long. She was still, she was still a little scared. But I was thinking, maybe it didn't mean that she was trying to, that she would never come out, right, of that underneath place, but that she was taking her time. And something in me became more expansive, more alive in knowing her. I was accountable to her by making her feel safe, and that I would not try to pick her up or give her too many pets, because her little feral side would also come out and she would just run away for like a day. And these are the little nuggets. I'm sure that your pets or your animals or beyond human beings have taught you that there is a kindness, there's also boundaries, and a way of connection that is based in that boundary and that reciprocity. I also think of who in here has grew up with siblings? Any? Yeah, siblings. Yeah. So one of the guidance is to take only that which is given and never take more than half. So there was a rule in my household growing up that if we were sharing something, one person got to divide the cookie, the other person got to choose the cookie, which half they would take. So the person who needed to divide it wanted to do so really well, so that there was not a bigger piece and then a smaller piece that you might end up with. So I just thought of the ways that our siblings, our community teaches us how to share, that it's important, that is what it means to be human. It's to not take more than is given and to take not more than half. And in these guideposts, she also says to leave some for others, harvest in a way that minimizes harm, use it respectfully, never waste what you have taken, share. And I can't help but think of the ways in which us as humans haven't been so great at that. And yet, we can choose. We can choose to dedicate our lives to the prosperity, to the sharing, to the vulnerability that it takes to be human, and to know that we can still be in our communities alive and loving and protecting, boundaried, what we do know and love, what we do stand for, even as the world turns. And I also wonder how these guideposts help us wrestle with our humanity. How do we carry the gift and the responsibility with bare hands? How do we give as a way of receiving, and receive in a way to give? On our gravestone, there's the birth year, and then the year of the death, and then there's a dash, right? And the dash is our lives. And the inhale and the exhale, the moment between, the pause, is where we live. It is so brief. So we're all here in the inhale together and the exhale together, breathing. To do only one would mean death, right? It would mean if I tried to hold my breath, that would not lead to life. If I would just only try to exhale, that doesn't lead to life either. We need stories like Nana Bozo, who normalize the strangeness of humanity, that we are not alone trying to find the meaning of our lives. We are the children of the earth. There are other stories who say we have dominion over the earth. Our language sometimes informs our image of ourselves as we walk. And yet evolution, the changing of our nature, means that we can pause, reflect, make new stories. You know, things happen, like car accidents, death by suicide, unemployment, setbacks, disillusionment, failed relationships, disease and diagnoses, missed chances. Yet somehow the sun rises. The flowers bloom. We awake to this wonderful and messy world again. Never the same as we were before, a little older, an inhale and an exhale gone in the wind. Yet we're here. We're changed, we're transformed. And how do we walk with the finitude of life in the face of death? With the consumption and material sense is taking, what is the giving? Robin writes, "The time when the original instructions were given, we might call a long time ago. For in the popular way of thinking, history draws a timeline, as if time marched in lockstep in only one direction. Some people say that time's a river, which we can only step in once, as it flows straight path to the sea. But Nana Bozo's people know time as a circle. Time is not a river running inexorabantly to the sea, but is the seiety itself. Its tides that appear and disappear, the fog that raises to become rain, and then to be a different river. All things that were will come again." Kimber offers this view of time not as 2 points of a circle, but the circle of life. Not in a version of this animal eats this animal and then gives back in this way in such a material, scientific sense, but in a larger view. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, so it goes on. It lives as something else. To explore this reciprocity in another way, when we live into who we are, we use our bare hands to be the gift. Nikki, who passed away by suicide, is that gift. Still here, still present with us, and we hold her memory. The untold hours of therapy she offered, the ways that she guided life, to be more expressive and abundant, is still here, is still present. And that matters. I am different. You are different. We are different and changed by interacting and being a community in ways that matter. And for my own story, if all had gone well, I would be a United Methodist minister in North Alabama conference right now. Probably, according to what should have been, I should have been straight and maybe married to someone else. But a little over 6 years ago, they had a special conference to decide if queer marriage could occur in the United Methodist Church, and if queer clergy could be ordained. They voted against it, against their own wholeness. And over the 3 or so days, suddenly I was without a denomination. The rest of my cohort in college, they went on to still receive their scholarships. I did not. But I still headed to seminary. Because I knew that it mattered to be the queer pastor I didn't have. And while I was at the Dome here over in St. Louis, there was these wild protesters with rainbows and signs. And I was like, who is that? It was the UUs. It was you saying, this is not okay. And I was like, why? This is our denomination. Why do these people care? But because it matters. It matters that I know myself as a pastor. It matters that that desire, just like the way that, the problem of having rodents created a new path of life for me. In some ways, there's been this calling all along, and I couldn't hear it yet, but I knew it was there. And that's the kind of people here at Mestre East we are. To live and to love, to have the courage to love, to know that it will change us, it will transform us. It will guide us into new ends. And maybe it's not how we thought it would go. But I find myself here. You find yourself here, together. And I wonder what it means for us to abide in this love, a kind of love that says there is no borders to love. There is no requirements. That life has value in all its diversity, no matter what. And we can't see the road ahead. It's not clear. But I wonder if we stand up together and be on the side of love, of transformation, then options will come. Property, searches will eventually resolve. We will find something. And to be assured that no matter what, life will transform, it will change, it will evolve. And in the inhale and the exhale, we find ourselves. May that be true this morning. Now we will turn to our hymn 175.
As Robin passes around the offering basket, I offer the gentle reminder that this community of faith is supported only by your giving. However, if this is your first time here, you are not obligated to give. We want this service to be our gift to you. If you choose to give cash, please let us know who you are by filling out an envelope so we know who is eligible to vote by giving time, talent, and treasure. Bear in mind that stewardship is more than just financial donations. It's also donating your time and your talent to our church. If you can't write a check, please help our church survive and thrive by offering your time to make coffee and bring snacks. Serve as an usher, serve on other committees, such as helping with worship on occasion. Please donate as you can with your time, talent, and/or treasure. Hi, buddy. All are needed for this church to prosper. If you're willing to donate your time and talent, please contact a board member and let us know what you'd like to do and how you would like to help. Give what you will and what you are able, for you are a generous people. Please join me in our offering prayer. May this offering equip us to inspire love and seek justice. Okay, announcements. Let's see, we've got our schedule up there. Today, Eden was speaking. All UU service on the 13th. Then the 20th is Easter, and then the 27th is Joy. We do need to break down today. Ooh, she's doing.
It's going to be all sorts of fun music. So
Awesome. We do need to break down today, so after you get some time to socialize, we'll ring the bell again if you want to come break down. Next page. That just tells us our breakdown schedule and to read the newsletter. No.
No. I was just hanging out with Vinny up here.
Community announcements. There is the men's church lunch coming up on the 10th and an invitation to all women for May 16th. That's it. And any other announcements are supposed to go into emails. Except for this one. Except for this one, we have women's group.
Yeah, women's group
At
at 12:30.
12:30.
Yeah.
On the
No, tonight or today.
today.
And then we'll be, because of the monsoons, we'll be at, we're going to do the watershed walk and talk the first Sunday, 12:30 of May.
Watershed has been moved because of the monsoons to next week. Next month in May.
Beth, can you said we want to have people do announcements via email, send it to us, or before church, or at least to hand a note to the person who's the worship associate. We're trying to get away from multiple people in the pulpit making announcements.
We're trying to get away from, I don't know if you could hear that, people at home. We're trying to get away from multiple people in the pulpit, so if you have an announcement, either send it by email or just slip it to a piece of paper up here into the pulpit before the service starts, preferably. Okay, we are breaking down today, and I invite you to join me in reciting a prayer as I extinguish the chalice. Light of the meeting cannot be put out. We are the keepers of this flame until we meet again.
May we go with courage, with empty hands, to be the gift to one another, to create anew, to be the blessing, to be the child screaming, and and the laughter and the tears, and to carry each other, and to know you're not alone. May it be so. May our breath be the blessing.
Water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Be like water, my friend. You shall find a way around or through it when nothing within us stays rigid. We decide the shape we're in. Empty your mind. Be shapeless, formless, like like water. It can flow or it can crack. And we design the ways we give. We decide the shape we're in, the ways we give. We decide the shape we're in, the ways we give. Be like water, my friend. You shall find a way around or through it. When nothing within us stays rigid, we decide the shape we're in.
Cannot have it on a regular basis.